Several injured and 1 killed in wrecks across the county. A dry spell for Cullman residents and 2 arrested in a meth bust on this week's update.
From the Times News Center in downtown Cullman, Alabama, this is the update. With Karen Williamson, Brittany Woodby, and Noah Chandler in news, Brandon Shields and Justin Graves in sports, and Carolyn Arrington in lifestyles. Today's update is brought to you by the Cullman Times, serving the information needs of Cullman County for more than a century.
Traffic was backed up for miles this afternoon following a crash on I-65 southbound. The accident happened at mile marker 294 past the Dodge City exit. Good Hope and Dodge City EMTs used the jaws of life to pull the driver of her silver Pathfinder from the wreck. She was then airlifted out for medical treatment. The driver of a silver Dodge truck was treated at the scene for minor injuries. A Hanceville man was killed after a crash in Holly Pond. The accident happened around 5 p.m. Friday on U.S. Highway 278 in front of the Holly Pond Fire Department. 62-year-old William Shaw was airlifted to a Huntsville hospital where he later died. His wife Elaine Shaw is in critical condition. The driver of the other vehicle involved was also injured and taken to a local hospital. Cullman County residents are left high and dry now that the city has imposed mandatory water conservation plans. Cullman City Water Superintendent Junior Heaton said the restrictions are necessary since the city's water supply, Lake Katoma, has dipped 15 feet below full pull. The restrictions went into effect Sunday for both city and county water customers. Under the Water Conservation Ordinance, residents may not wash sidewalks, walkways, or driveways unless a dangerous substance needs to be washed off. Residents may not fill swimming pools or decorative fountains. Restaurants may not serve water unless requested. Odd-numbered addresses may water lawns and wash cars on Tuesdays and Fridays. Even-numbered addresses may water lawns and wash cars on Mondays and Thursdays. City athletic fields may be watered between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Golf courses may be watered on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. Heaton said the city will not fine customers for using more water than allowed, but if residents use excessive water, they may be cut off. A fire in downtown Cullman briefly interrupted traffic on Highway 278 Monday. Firefighters responded to smoke coming from the A1 bail bonds building. No one was injured and the cause of the smoke is unknown. Cullman County Sheriff's officers arrested 2 people after finding a meth lab in Joppa. Officers said they saw the lab in plain sight once they entered the residence on County Road 1822. 31-year-old Curtis Dade Kilpatrick is being held at the Cullman County Detention Center on a $30,000 property bond and is charged with unlawful manufacturing of a controlled substance. Kilpatrick was out on bond from Marshall County for a charge of unlawful manufacturing of a controlled substance in July. 31-year-old Leanne Lynette Parker of Arab was also arrested at the scene. She was charged with unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia and is out on a $1,000 bond. Real estate markets across the country have slowed down and mortgage credit crises are on the rise, but is the same thing happening in Cullman? Local realtors and bankers say no. In Sunday's edition of the Cullman Times, we looked at how national real estate trends are impacting local homeowners, retailers, builders, bankers, and real estate agents. While we found a slight drop in home sales for the third quarter of this year, many said Cullman was bucking the national real estate trend. For the full story, see Sunday's Times. We'll be back after a short break.
Athletes don't like to be sidelined. When an injury occurs, there's sports first. Here you'll find a different kind of rehab program, one that is specific to your sport, with trainers who are athletes themselves and who lead you through your rehab program.
Sports first. We'll get you back in the game.
This is Noah Chandler reporting for CullmanTimes.com. I started this adventure of raiding all the haunted houses and haunted trails in Cullman, and I think I got in a little over my head. It's not been a good night. There's been things just everywhere. Oh God, I gotta go.
Be sure to check CullmanTimes.com for Noah's Scare Scale reviews, local sports headlines, and the latest in news. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next Monday at 5 p.m. For the Cullman Times, I'm Brittany Woodby.